Paris Saint-Germain this season no longer boasts the dazzling superstars of Messi, Neymar, or Mbappé, yet they continue to charge forward in the Champions League, aiming for a glorious campaign with hopes of a historic quadruple. One question now rises: a PSG without megastars, without the blinding spotlight, why are they more dangerous than ever? As the pressure of expectations and the glamour of celebrity began to fade, Paris Saint-Germain was reborn. They became a true collective, disciplined, fast, connected, and a nightmare for any European opponent. Let us take a closer look at PSG's remarkable restructuring. Once the destination for global icons, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappé, the club has transformed into a unified force. For years, Paris built the image of a Galactico squad, where every summer was a race to sign the next blockbuster. But the more they invested in stardust, the more they drifted away from collective grit. The turning point came in the summer of 2023 when Messi and Neymar left. But it was not until the summer of 2024, with Mbappé's departure, that PSG finally closed the chapter of superstar dependency. From a media standpoint, the exit of those big names saw PSG lose over 8 million followers on social media, but that moment marked the club's bold decision to rebuild from the ground up, focusing on sustainability and long-term stability instead of fleeting fame. President Nasser Al-Khelaifi officially dropped the dream of winning the Champions League within 5 years. He replaced it with a long-term vision. The €300 million PSG campus training facility was built. Young talents like Vitinha, Barcola, Warren Zaïre-Emery, and Bradley Barcola became the focal point of development. Luis Enrique arrived in Paris with a clear message: no one is above the team, no exceptions, not Neymar, not Mbappé, not anyone. PSG had tried to enforce discipline in the past, but lacked consistency. A prime example was Messi's suspension in May 2023 for an unauthorized trip to Saudi Arabia. But it was only under Enrique's leadership that true order was installed. He required every player to check in before training. No signature, no play. If you were late, you sat out. Enrique stripped away all privileges, even from Mbappé. During tense moments with the board, Mbappé was not cut but was subbed off regularly to make one thing clear: nobody is untouchable. Enrique's firm hand was also balanced with calculated flexibility. When Ousmane Dembélé arrived late to training, Enrique dropped him from the Champions League clash with Arsenal. When Dembélé saw red against Bayern, he was benched for 2 straight matches. But it was also Enrique who brought him back, placed him in the false 9 role, and reignited his spark. Paris Saint-Germain is no longer a stage for individuals. It is now a fighting machine, powered by discipline, by system, and by a manager who takes no shortcuts. And perhaps, for the first time in years, PSG is forcing all of Europe to see them through a new lens. No longer reliant on superstars, they are still a true powerhouse. This season, a French striker has already scored 32 goals, his personal best so far. Luis Enrique is not just a tactician, he is a man of discipline, a leader who leads by example. He trains regularly, follows a strict diet, and has even been known to do push-ups in the middle of meetings if he sits too long. At PSG, Enrique has step-by-step built a training environment precise to the smallest detail. Initially, he conducted tactical meetings entirely in Spanish to avoid miscommunication. He even recorded personalized instructions for each player, had them translated word for word, and sent individually so no one could claim they did not understand their role. But Enrique never let language be a wall. Within less than a year, he was confident enough to understand most French and began speaking it more in team meetings. He even delivered a post-match interview in French on national TV after the win over Aston Villa in the Champions League quarterfinal, a small act that had a big impact on French fans. His learning of the language is part of PSG's broader language integration policy. All players are now encouraged, even required, to attend French lessons. The aim is to build unity and eliminate the divide between domestic and international players. This is something PSG in previous years failed to accomplish. Many had spent years in Paris without ever learning the language. Luis Enrique and his coaching staff are turning PSG into a truly connected unit, not just on the pitch, but in everyday life. At the Parc des Princes, there is no room for pampering or favoritism. Every player is part of a well-defined system where the collective always comes first. And that is precisely what is changing the way people view a club once doubted for its fighting spirit. The squad knows how to sacrifice, how to support one another, and how to put the team above themselves. Paris Saint-Germain has also made a clear shift in their transfer policy, moving away from flashy signings toward promising young talents. They are no longer chasing the spotlight, they are putting their trust in raw gems ready to be shaped for the future. That change began in the summer of 2022, when renowned sporting advisor Luis Campos was appointed. PSG quickly overhauled their recruitment strategy. No more throwing money at ready-made superstars. Instead, they searched for emerging prospects like Vitinha at 22, Nuno Mendes at 20, Bradley Barcola, Kangin Lee at Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia. Of course, not every signing has been a hit. Randall Kolo Muani and Manuel Ugarte have yet to meet expectations, but overall, PSG is building a younger, fitter, and hungrier squad. The average age is just 23.8, an astonishing number compared to past seasons filled with veteran icons. What stands out now is PSG's emphasis on French players or young names who can stay long-term. The signings of Lucas Hernandez, the retention of Warren Zaïre-Emery, and the development of Barcola all show PSG is slowly rediscovering its French football identity, something they had lost in the spending war for international stars. With no more megastars like Messi, Neymar, or Mbappé, Paris Saint-Germain this season is quieter but more efficient than ever. Gone are the glamorous names, and with them a bloated wage bill. Most importantly, PSG has escaped the financial spiral that once weighed them down. According to a Deloitte report, even though commercial revenue dipped slightly after the stars left, PSG still posted a record revenue of €806 million for 3 consecutive years, thanks to major salary cuts and operational efficiency. Transfers are no longer about spending big for fame. They are now strategic decisions where every new signing clearly serves Luis Enrique's tactical philosophy. Young, high-potential players are brought in not for branding, but to fit into a cohesive system. PSG has been transformed. From the locker room to every inch of the pitch, everything now functions as a unified block, with no more reliance on individual brilliance. Paris Saint-Germain this season is a team that knows exactly what it is playing for. They control matches in true Enrique fashion, dominating possession, shifting quickly in transition, pressing high from the front, and most of all, working as one. PSG averages nearly 70% possession per match, the highest in Ligue 1. But it is not just elegant passing, it is suffocating control, denying opponents the chance to breathe or build play. On average, PSG recovers the ball nearly 10 times per match in the opposition half. That relentless high pressing forces every team to play PSG's game. Even without Mbappé, Enrique's attack is more unpredictable, fluid, and ever-changing. In the false nine role, Ousmane Dembélé is not only the trigger but the one who stretches defenses with his wide movement. The wings are occupied by young, explosive dribblers like Bradley Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, and Lee Kang-in. The hallmark of PSG's attack is constant rotation. No one stays fixed. Positions swap endlessly to cause chaos in the defensive structure. At the back, even though the system occasionally risks with both fullbacks pushing high, PSG always has Gianluigi Donnarumma as a reliable shield. More importantly, they defend as a unit. When possession is lost, the whole team drops back. From Dembélé to Vitinha, everyone knows how to press and defend from the front. Luis Enrique has brought a brand of possession football to Paris, not just to keep the ball but to control the rhythm of the match, to push opponents to their limits, and when the moment comes, PSG explodes like a race car at full throttle, finishing games with sharp, precise moves. This is no longer a PSG that leans on moments of stardom, it is a squad that plays with discipline and ruthless efficiency. Luis Enrique and his staff are laying the foundation for a PSG that not only plays beautiful football, but plays sustainable football. From the dressing room, to the training ground, to the tactics on the pitch, everything is built for long-term success. President Nasser Al-Khelaifi once stated, "Even if PSG does not win the Champions League this year, that is okay. What matters is that we are on the right path." Because the true ambition of this Paris Saint-Germain project is not just one trophy, it is to build an empire capable of standing at the summit of Europe for years to come, and they are doing it quietly, but with purpose.